There's no place like home for the holidays, and no matter how far away you roam, if you pine for the sunshine of a friendly gaze, for the holidays you can.
Hey, it's another Horror for the Holidays stocking stuffer. I'm Jay Logsdon.
I'm Jeff Searcy.
And we're big boys with long legs.
Yes, hashtag big boys at Longlegs, everybody.
There's no way to talk around it. We're talking about long legs.
We got some long legs.
The Nicolas Cage, the new Nicolas Cage movie that came out.
Although he's in it for what, Jay? 10 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, and Oz Perkins. That's Anthony Perkins' kid.
Oh boy.
Norman Bates himself.
Does he own Perkins, Jay?
No, you're mad about Perkins.
He's the Perkins.
American Food Company.
Oh no. Yes. Why did they change Perkins, Jay? It doesn't make any damn sense. It was fine.
It was fine the way it was, with its decent-esque hospital food and its poor service.
It had its. Hey, if you want good service and good Perkins, Jay, you have to go to the Perkins in Ames. On Lincoln Way.
All right, I'll have to go
Duff.
check that out.
There's also the Duff one.
Well, now I'm going to go to American Food Company on on Lincoln Way.
You better not.
Anyway, back on track. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Longlegs. What we thought about it. Do kind of a timely review.
Yep.
You know, all that stuff we normally do.
You know us. I know people are out there clamoring. What did Jay and Jeff think about this movie? We're not going to be able to move on without knowing their opinion.
Well, here's my big thing. We got there.
Hold on, Jay. Let me set the scene for you. It's the scariest movie of the year.
Not only the year, the decade.
I've never been so terrified at a movie. I had to run screaming from the theater. My daughter pissed herself, and she's 27 years old.
All those things. No, that certainly all that hype going into the movie, I think, really hurt expectations.
Yes, this is one time when a viral marketing campaign was so successful that it actually made the movie worse.
Yeah, so we went up to the theater in Ames. I met up with Jeff, his family.
Yes, first we shoved our faces full of half-price chicken wings.
Yeah, at Jethro's, and then we made our way. Me, Jeff, his brother, his sister. His sister-in-law.
Future sister-in-law.
They're
engaged now.
Made our way to the theater, and four of us went to Longlegs.
Yes.
And Jeff's future sister-in-law went and saw Despicable Me 4.
Yes, of course. Well, I mean, for anybody who doesn't know about my brother's soon-to-be wife, she absolutely despises horror movies, and she's been tricked into going to 2 by my brother. He made her go see Smile, and she didn't realize it was a horror movie.
Oh, no.
And that was very bad. And then he took her to see The Boogeyman, which I thought The Boogeyman was hilarious and not scary at all.
Right.
But she had to leave 20 minutes in. And then my brother leans over to me about 15 minutes after that, and he's like, I better go. See you later.
But yeah, so 4 of us walked into Longlegs, and 3 of us walked out, and we'll explain that later, because Jeff's sister got long-legged.
Yep, she got long-legged, never came back.
I thought the opening was really, really solid.
Yes.
Really kind of built the tension, really kind of set the scene. I thought the filmmaking, I thought the lot of like negative space, the open doors.
The cinematography was great. Unfortunately, the story was not so great.
I think that's the biggest issue is, here I am expecting the scariest movie of the decade, and that I think generated more dread, more kind of fear in my stomach than the rest of the movie combined. Like actually watching the movie, I was not really ever scared once. I honestly think Late Night with the Devil was scarier.
Yeah. No, well, that was what my brother said in the parking lot right afterwards. He's like, it was okay, but I think Late Night with the Devil was better. Because they're both dealing with Satanist themes.
And, I think maybe as a better, Longlegs is a better movie. But I think as a scarier experience and certainly a more fun experience was was late night.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on what you classify as a good movie, because this was not not as entertaining as Late Night with the Devil. Not nearly as much fun to watch. It did have, like, on a technical level, yeah, it was probably better made, but it was really in the service of, like, we said it earlier, this was like if you got Kirkland brand Silence of the Lambs or Kirkland brand 7.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of that in this, where like famous horror movies that have been made in the past, like trying to that you know are.
Well, I mean, if you're going to set the standard for serial killer horror movies, those two are the ones that stick out the most.
No, exactly, and those are like critically acclaimed movies.
Yes,
where a lot of horror movies don't get that kind of publicity. Yeah. And, whether you think Silence of the Lambs or 7 are horror movies,
which a lot of people classify them as horror, so that's just what we're going to go with, I guess.
And so that's why this one works. But yeah, just I don't know. It just kind of, by the end of it, I was just kind of sitting there like, that's it.
Yep. No, that was my thought exactly, because it builds up that there's going to be some big twist throughout the entire movie, and it telegraphs the twist, and everybody in the theater, I think, knew what the twist was going to be, but then they act like it's a huge revelation at the end. So just from this point on, spoilers. So if you don't want to hear spoilers, turn this off now. But essentially, you get weird from the very first conversation our main character has with their mother. You get weird vibes from the mom, and she gets flashbacks of childhood memories that have to do with this case. And obviously, the killer knows her. The killer goes by Longlegs, is what he signs all of his notes with. And he obviously knows who she is already. And the mom is acting super suspicious. So it's like, well, obviously the mom is involved somehow. But they treat that like it's a gigantic revelation 2/3 through the movie.
That felt so silly, where it's like, obviously, obviously she's involved. Just, I don't know, just like, yeah, that was just, that did not land. And like, it was so obviously telegraphed.
Yeah.
And it's not even being, like, genre aware or whatever. Like, I can't imagine anyone who watched this movie was surprised by that reveal.
It was, I mean, they were hitting you over the head, but the hints were so obvious.
I did think, I thought, Micah Monroe, is that her name?
Yeah.
I thought she did great. Like, her very kind of like detached kind of like character, which plays into kind of the whole plot of the movie. The fact that she's kind of disconnected from everyone else. Well,
there's kind of like it's one of those experiments like the CIA and the FBI were running on psychic people like in the 60s and 70s. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like, is she actually psychic, or is she just like getting lucky guessing?
But yeah, like they say something where she's like, well, I only got 8 right. And they're like, yeah, but you only got 8 wrong. Yeah. Like, and so it's kind of a neat.
Yes. Statistically, she should have got more wrong than she did. So he's like, half psychic is better than no psychic, I guess.
And so there's that opening scene with her with the, they're going and they're investigating a different killer. Like, when I said, like, the scariest moment of the movie for me was that like opening scene where they go and they investigate that house and then her partner gets killed. Yeah. Like, you just don't expect it. There's just a gunshot. Like,
yeah, as soon as he opens the door. Yeah.
And, the rest of the movie couldn't really match up to.
No, the excitement of the opening is basically the most exciting part of the movie. So, yeah, you're going to be disappointed. That was kind of my thought. That was Wes's thought, too, my brother. He's like, yeah, it kind of started off good, and then it was like a slow burn movie, but the burn never, like, actually amounted to anything. So it's kind of like it's a long, slow burn, and then a reveal that you should have seen coming if you're even paying a little bit of attention. But they act like it's a huge reveal, and then a weird ending that kind of like calls into question everything else in the movie.
There's a guy I follow online, and his kind of thought was, he's like, this has the potential to be a 10 out of 10 movie, and he's like, and I think it's just that when your idea is just hail Satan, and that's kind of the whole reason everything happens. I don't know, find something more interesting, or find a better way to do that final bit.
Yeah. No,
like, just don't have it be the devil made me do it or whatever. Are there magic powers? Aren't there? I don't know. Give us like a definitive answer one way or another.
Well, and it's like the entire thing was pointless because even though Longlegs is dead, he still has the power to influence everything.
He still wins, but then all the people working for him are dead. It just, I don't know. Didn't work for me.
Yes, it was a potential 10 out of 10 movie that I think ended up being more like a 6 or a 7 out of 10.
I was going to say like 7.5.
Yeah, because I mean, there's lots of good ideas in there, but execution-wise, it kind of falls down, especially in the story department.
Also, the Nicolas Cage performance, the Nicolas Cage of it all.
Yes, Nicolas Cage, while he always does an interesting performance in pretty much everything he's in. This one I thought was, it was okay.
I thought it was very Abed in Community when he takes the Nicolas Cage good or bad class, like I'm a cat, I'm a sexy cat.
Yeah,
like that's what it made me think of.
Yeah, I would say as far as unique Nicolas Cage performances, I'd say this one was probably like low end. I mean, he acted like a crazy person, but I mean, anybody could do that pretty much.
Hello there, little angel.
Yeah.
What, is it your birthday?
I don't know what that accent was.
It was so strange. It in a weird way, it might be my favorite Nicolas Cage performance just because all it did was make me think of Ahmed in Community.
He does a good job of drawing you in with his performance. The problem is he's only actually on screen performing for maybe 10 minutes out of the entire movie.
Oh, and Jeff, did your heart rate raise 100 to 140 beats per minute when you saw Nicolas Cage? Because that was part of the marketing too.
Oh yeah.
When Micah Monroe first saw Nicolas Cage, her heartbeat skyrocketed, and then I was like, okay, is it going to be all creepy? I don't know. It was Nicolas Cage wearing like a white wig.
Yeah, he's wearing a bunch of heavy makeup. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, real creepy.
Yeah, honestly, he looked creepier as Dracula in Redfield.
I would have, and that's the thing too. I would have loved scenes. I don't know. They're even though it would have been maybe jump scary, I would have done something where, like Hereditary with like, you can see like the people in the shadows and stuff like that. I kept waiting for something where like Nicolas Cage's character was in the background of scenes and stuff. And he just wasn't.
No, he was just this. Honestly, it feels like one of those cheaply produced rush job movies where they get like a big name actor for like one day. And they're like, okay, we have to film all your scenes today. And we got like 10 minutes of footage to sprinkle throughout the movie.
Except it wasn't because Nicolas Cage was a producer on it.
But yeah, he was clearly very involved in this project. But yeah, it felt like one of those movies where they have a big name for like a day or two, and they have to get everything in.
But I did have a favorite character or favorite performance in the movie. Her FBI chief.
Yeah,
that guy was the star. Oh, I loved him so much. I don't know his name. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
Jay Logsdon, research is on the fly. Here we go, folks.
Patented horror for the holidays. I looked something up on Google.
His performance was good. He was definitely one of the standouts in the movie. Like we said already, Micah Monroe, her performance was really good. Her character's name was Lee Harker, which kind of it kept giving me what's that thing? To Kill a Mockingbird. It kept
Harper Lee.
Yes, it kept popping that in my head. I'm like, no, that's Harper Lee.
Agent Carter, is that?
I think that is him, yes.
Yeah, he was, oh my gosh, he was just my favorite. Every scene he was in, like every line delivery he had was so good. He was just my favorite character in the movie.
I mean, even he called the twist ahead of time. He's like, this seems weird. Have you called your mother lately?
Your mom made the night that XYZ happened, your mother made a phone call about an intruder on your property. Yeah. You should go investigate that. You should go look into that.
Well, and the whole visiting the one surviving girl in the mental institution too. And it's like, okay, so how did your mom know about that without you telling her? Because she never tells her, but her mom knows.
Right. It's oh my gosh. What once again, certainly I think does imply that the devil is real, but I don't know, just raises so many more questions than answers. Honestly,
Fandango at Home, Jay, actually has the rating I think I would give this movie. Because everywhere's got like, it's 90% fresh. It's on IMDb, it's got a 7.3, which for IMDb, that's like an amazing movie. But no, Fandango at Home, Jay, says that it's a 65% audience rating.
I think I'd go a little higher, but yeah,
that's for me. I think 65% is just about right, because I wouldn't say it's like half good and half bad. I'd say it's a little more good than it is bad, but definitely there's a big chunk of the stuff that they could have done a lot better.
But yeah, do you have any other favorite characters or?
Like we talked about Nicolas Cage's performance, I thought her mom did a really good job.
No, she was great.
Being a creep, which, I mean, oh my God, Jay. You know her mom, who's super creepy and very obviously up to something? Turns out she's super creepy and up to something.
And, like, Longlegs talks about, like, talking to someone who knew Agent Lee.
Yeah.
And, like, but, like, oh, we have no idea who he's talking about.
Yes, he has all these intimate details about our agent, yet who could be talking to him?
Knows where she lives.
Just knows details from her childhood.
At one point threatens her mom, which, like, how do you know who her mom is?
Exactly. Honestly, though, the thing that was the weirdest thing he did, I think, was the creepy doll making with the weird soul ball thing.
Yeah, what was that? That was so strange.
I wish we could have got a little more explanation about what the hell he was doing with that.
No, I would have liked to have known more about those balls.
Yeah, we need to see Nicolas Cage's balls, Jay. We need to investigate this.
Well, I guess kind of the last real thought here is, before that, we didn't talk about trailers we saw.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, Jay didn't piss anybody off this time. That was our last live review.
The one thing I did think was all the talk about, scariest movie of the decade and blah, blah, blah. The trailer for Cuckoo freaked me out more than anything in Longlegs.
I think Cuckoo is going to be a good movie, Jay. We're going to have to go see that one.
I went back to, like, watch the trailer a couple more times just because I wanted to get a better glimpse of, I think, who they're calling the Hooded Woman.
Yeah.
Like, I think whatever the Cuckoo monster is.
Yeah.
Like, just so I could get, like, because, like, that thing looked creepy as shit in every scene you see.
This, you know what the scene that scared me the most in that trailer was? When she's riding home, like the guy told her not to, he says, like, barricade yourself in, I'll come get you. She just rides her bike home instead, and she's got her AirPods in, and she can't, like, the sound is all muted, and you just see this woman running, like, full tilt across the field, and then you can see in the shadow of her bike her reaching out to try and grab her.
So creepy.
It's like, oh my God, I don't like this, Jay.
No, that was so incredibly creepy. I completely agree with you. The fact that Nicolas Cage's character Longlegs keeps saying, like, Cuckoo, I was like, is this gonna tie into Cuckoo? Is this part of the Cuckoo marketing?
Sadly, that moment in the Cuckoo trailer was scarier than anything in Longlegs.
Right? No, that my exact thought. I'm like, when your trailer is scarier than the movie you're going to see, and they're the same production company.
Yep. Oh, don't forget, Jay, we also saw the trailer for the new Experience we're gonna have to go see.
Oh yeah, Trap, the M. Night Shyamalan Experience.
Oh, I hope it's just as bad as I'm expecting.
I'm interested to know what the twist is. People are already, like, theorizing, and, like, I see so many, like, threads and discussions about, like, oh, what's the twist gonna be? And I think my favorite twist would be if there was no twist.
I mean, if he was smart, he would finally make a movie with no twist. I've been suggesting that for the past decade.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Everyone's expecting a twist. Don't do a twist.
But I guess we will find out. Alien Romulus. We saw the trailer for that.
That was a great trailer.
Definitely gonna have to go see that. That's right around my birthday time.
Oh man, but yeah, so I had some solid ones. Anyway, back to what the discussion we were gonna have. Would you be excited to find this in your stocking on Christmas morning?
No. I don't think I'm probably going to watch this again. I think once was enough for me.
Yeah, same. I don't think I would be disappointed.
No.
But I certainly wouldn't, be jumping up and down like that kid getting the N64 or the PlayStation or whatever for Christmas in that famous viral video.
If your grandma was like, I know you like horror movies, Jay, so here's Longlegs.
I heard how you like those long legs. You keep talking about them.
Yeah. So here you go. I heard this is the scariest movie of the decade.
Here's your Longlegs. And I'd be like, Grandma, what are you doing alive?
Yep. Longlegs.
This is the scariest thing. My dead grandma's alive.
The viral marketing for Longlegs has gotten insane, Jay. They're bringing back people's relatives.
Now that would do it. That would do it. Yeah. Man, the viral marketing I thought was a cool idea. All the them sending out, like, birthday cards to horror influencers.
Yes.
And, like, all the viral websites and the people that were going and, like, translating the code and stuff like that online. I thought that was all kind of neat, but really just promoting a movie and then I would hear those people who had seen it early, this movie's going to be so scary. And then, were you paid? Are you saying this because you got invited to an early screening and because you got stuff? Are you saying this because you legitimately think it's the scariest movie of the decade? I don't know.
See, that's the thing with these influencers who get paid to go to these things is they're almost always positive because they want to be invited back to the next one.
Yeah.
But yes, that's how you can tell a movie is really, really bad is when the pre-screening people don't even like it.
But yeah, it was just, I don't know. At the end of the day, I think I was more disappointed than anything else.
I think the moral of the story is if you're going to do a really cool viral marketing campaign, you better make sure it's for a movie that can back up the hype.
That's the thing too. Like Smile didn't, people weren't, I don't think anyone was expecting like a 10 out of 10 movie. People were just expecting something really creepy, and it worked.
Yes, Smile was a solid, creepy movie, and obviously it did well enough because Smile 2 will be coming out, I think, September.
Yep. So yeah, I don't know. Just at the end of the day, I think just kind of like resigned. Like, it was all right.
Yep.
Looked great. Beautifully shot, well acted. Not the scariest movie I've ever seen by any means.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm thinking, Jay gives it a little bit more than I do, but yeah, I'm saying like 6.5 out of 10.
Did make me want to check out Oz Perkins' other movie, The Black Coat's Daughter.
Ah, okay.
I've not seen that, but I'm like, I might go check if it's as beautifully shot. It makes me want to check that one out.
I agree. I'd say if you could say anything about this movie, the cinematography is definitely top notch.
Yeah, like that. I'm sure the Golden Chainsaw voting next year. I'm sure this will be nominated for something. And if it's cinematography, I'm more than likely to give it cinematography.
Although I will say it's not the best. I don't think. Who's that guy that makes those? Like Hereditary,
Ari Aster.
Yes, I think he's still a superior cinematographer.
Well, that's the thing too, is I think people, there were people who were comparing, like, you're saying scariest movie of the decade. Well, the scariest movie I've seen, in the 2000s or, whatever, is Hereditary. You're going to have some doing. And I think people who thought that left very disappointed.
Which, have you seen Hereditary?
I've not, but I mean to. It's on my list.
You should see it because I would be curious to know what you think of it.
But I loved Midsommar, so
see in my opinion, those are two very different movies.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So you should see Hereditary and let me know what your opinion. Maybe we could do that. Stocking Stuffers Jay reviews Hereditary.
Yeah, well, we might have to do that at some point. We're always looking for new content. Man, short episode.
Yeah, well, Jay, I'm feeling a little underdressed because I don't have my coal. Hold on, what's that? Oh no, Jay, someone's taking over my phone. They're saying that they're the game master, and that Jay needs to do more horror-themed BuzzFeed quizzes.
Well, all right, well, let's see what happens.
Oh no, Jay. Oh, let me check my scary feed. Let's see what options you have for today. Well, I mean, it's as we know, last Stocking Stuffers, I locked Jay in a haunted house and made him find his way out.
And we also threw a Halloween party.
Yes, you did. Let's see. You know what? First up, Jay, you're going to see if you can survive a zombie apocalypse.
I can't.
You did okay in the haunted house, but let's find out how you do in this one. What kind of area would you say you live in, Jay? I would say city.
What are my
I mean, we got city, country, small town, or mountains.
Well, yeah, I would say suburban. So I guess city. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think would be the most challenging thing living outside for you? The rain and the thunder, it being foggy, snowing, or humidity?
I mean, humidity, probably. Yeah. We live in the Midwest. Yes. Humidity means my allergies start acting up.
Yes,
you can hear Jeff's allergies acting up today.
I am dying. Do you have any scavenging and resource gathering skills, Jay?
I don't.
Yes, I'm a pro. No, but I can learn along the way. I have a little bit of knowledge, or no, it's time for me to panic, scream, and die.
I would say I could probably learn along the way. I'm a fast learner.
I would agree with that. I think you would be okay if you had somebody to show you the ropes. I don't think Jay would completely break down.
Probably not. Although I do have this dream of going on like Chopped, and then just having a meltdown Like not preparing the food, just like screaming at the judges and like you got 5 minutes, you got to get something plated. Fuck you.
Okay. Do you have any medical skills, Jay?
I've done first aid training previously.
So you would say you have some basic knowledge?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Do you have any leadership skills? I would say yes, you have some.
Yeah, probably. Can't underestimate my ability to not make people laugh at a time of crisis. That's always valuable.
All right, Jay, here it comes down to how many people would you allow in your group? Is it going to be 3 to 5, 6 to 8, or 10 to 15?
Also, so the implication I'm getting is that I'm kind of out in the...
You're out in the zombie apocalypse. You've been driven out of your home. You got to decide how many people do you really want to be responsible for taking care of?
Well, I'm responsible for taking care of 3 kids. So let's say, let's go with the middle one. Why not?
6 to 8?
Yeah.
I think you could handle 6 to 8?
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. What kind of transportation do you think you would have access to? I mean, you have a van. So the choices are walking, car, van, or bike.
I have all of those. I think a bike would be really handy.
Right.
As long as they're not runners, if they're like the shambling dead. But yeah, I have a van, so I'd say a van.
That's what you're going to do if you have access to fuel.
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of bag do you think would be best for you? We got like a camping style bag here. We have a backpack. We have like a military rucksack, or we have like a woman's shoulder bag.
Probably a backpack.
Yeah, you're going to go standard backpack. So you can bring a kit of supplies with you, Jay. Do you bring a tool kit, a first aid kit, a food supply kit, or a water purification kit?
Probably a water purification kit.
Yeah, that seems like the thing that would probably be most useful.
I don't know how to use one, but I can read instructions pretty well.
A lot of them are just you drop the tabs in the water and let them dissolve.
Yeah.
All right, Jay, what weapon are you going with? A sword, a bow, a knife, or a flamethrower?
That's the thing. I've always wanted to be like a bow and arrow like person.
Yeah.
Like I've mentioned that to you before. I think that's really cool. So I guess the zombie apocalypse is as good a time as any to put that dream into practice.
I mean, I gotta say, the rest of these are not practical. Flamethrower, you're gonna run out of fuel immediately.
Well, and you're just gonna set the zombies on fire.
Yep. Knife and a sword, you don't want to be that close to a zombie. So yeah, both is the only one that makes sense.
Yep.
All right, let's find out if Jay survived. You survived for a while, but couldn't make it to the end.
That sounds like me.
Jay Logsdon, everybody. Partial survivor.
Partial survivor. I'm a partial survivor. I'm not going to partially give up.
That does sound like you. All right, scary feed again. Let's go with a second quiz.
All right. We'll round it out one last quiz.
Here we go. Ooh, there's so many good options. We don't want to freak you out, Jay, but how brave are you based on the sweets that you enjoy?
Oh, well, let's find out.
Let's find out. It has Negasonic Teenage Warhead from Deadpool as the thumbnail.
Okay.
Apparently she's very brave.
Okay.
All right, what flavor of ice cream out of these do you pick, Jay? Chocolate, vanilla, Smurf, or pistachio?
The fuck is Smurf ice cream?
It looks like blue raspberry.
I'm probably, out of those, I'm probably going to go vanilla.
What candy would you choose? Gummy bears, black licorice, Twizzlers, or bubblegum? God, this is some lame-ass candies.
Probably gummy bears out of that list.
What's your favorite chocolate? Kit Kat, Hershey's, which doesn't Hershey's make Kit Kat?
I think they do.
Twix, or Reese's Cups?
Ooh.
I love Twix.
I do love Twix, but I think I would go Kit Kat.
Okay.
Because I love all the different options you get with Kit Kats.
True. We can share this Kit Kat to break it up. What's your favorite macaroon flavor, Jay? Coconut, lemon, dragon fruit, or strawberry?
I can't say I've ever had a macaroon, but I'd say lemon out of those.
Well, people get pissed off at me, but a macaroon is just a fancy Oreo.
All right. Well, I'd take a lemon fancy Oreo, please.
It's basically just 2 cookies with filling in the middle. Gordon Ramsay would murder me, probably. But which of these candies would you choose, Jay? Jelly beans, Oreos, which are not a candy, but whatever. Gummy worms, or Skittles?
See if they were sour gummy worms, but it didn't imply that.
No.
So I'm going to say probably Oreos, the thing that's not a candy.
What's your favorite What is your favorite baked good, Jay? Which Oreos aren't in this one. Lemon donuts, chocolate chip cookies, French toast, which is not a baked good, or cake.
Oh shit, I don't know. I'd say lemon donuts out of those, I guess. Also, I like how it's like specific thing, not all cookies, one specific type of cookie. Not all donuts, one specific type of donut. Cake.
But all cake.
All cakes.
Yes, this is the high quality you can expect from BuzzFeed, Jay. What's your favorite pancake topping? Maple syrup, strawberries, bananas, or nothing? Kind of sick fuck eats pancakes with nothing.
I was expecting it to be like, what's your favorite pancake topping? Maple syrup, strawberries, whipped cream, human feces, or like ham.
Yeah. No, Jay, nothing.
All right. Anyway, what were the normal toppings again?
Maple syrup, strawberries, bananas, and apparently some sick fucks out there eating their pancakes with nothing.
I'd probably do maple syrup.
Yeah, Jay Longlegs probably eats his pancakes with nothing.
He probably does.
And finally, fill in the blank. Candy Crush, Candy Man, Candy Cane, or Candy Corn.
Probably candy cane.
I knew it.
Or Cobra Cane, R.I.P.
You're terrified, Jay. It looks like anything and everything scares you. You should take someone with you when you go trick-or-treating this year.
What the fuck?
And you got SpongeBob cowering under his blanket.
I'm catching strays from this BuzzFeed quiz.
Damn, Jay. BuzzFeed's calling your ass out. I don't know. Maybe you should redeem yourself with one more.
All right, fine. Let's do one last one.
Okay, let's see. Ooh, actually, there's one we could do a discussion on. These are the 10 worst horror movies ever made in movie history.
All right.
We could discuss and see what we think of their choices.
All right, let's do that. Round it out with that.
Round it out with this. All right, 2018's Slender Man.
Haven't seen it.
I have seen it, and while it is a really crappy movie, I don't know if it's... they don't think they've seen Krampus the Christmas Devil, Jay. I don't think it belongs. It's pretty much just a generic boogeyman movie.
That's the one that's kind of like a documentary, right?
Yeah, it's doing like a dramatic retelling of those girls who convinced the other girl that Slender Man was real.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever, yeah. The Visit from 2015, yet another M. Night Shyamalan joint.
That's the thing. I think people like The Visit. I don't know that movie is bad by any means.
The twist was so stupid, I think it makes the movie bad. Do you know the twist for The Visit?
That it's not really her parents,
It's not her parents. And she drops... Oh my god. Okay, so she Skypes them multiple times while they're there, where these people are moving around in the background, and she never once questions that neither one of these guys looks like her parents until the very end.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes from 1978.
Real fast, going back to The Visit, I remember there was an episode of The Flophouse where they were doing every episode they end with reviewing a movie, or like giving a movie you could have watched instead of the movie that we selected.
Yeah.
And at one point Stuart was like, go see The Visit and tell me how it is. That's my recommendation. Anyway, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, not seen, although I know it's a classic. Yeah. But I do remember the children's TV show, in the 90s.
Yeah.
And I remember the great theme song. So I'm going to say they're wrong because it did have a theme song.
I have seen Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, and while it's not great, I do not think it belongs on a top 10 worst list.
Right.
Leprechaun 2, I do not think belongs on a top 10 worst list.
No, of course not.
I mean, the entire conceit of Leprechaun 2 is he's trying to find a wife, and the criteria he has to find a wife is if he sneezes, she cannot say bless you.
Love it.
A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, that one is pretty bad.
And it's bad. It's certainly the gayest movie ever made.
But
I think there's a documentary literally called The Gayest Movie Ever Made. It's about Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
It is. I don't know though if it's top 10 worst.
I don't think it's far from the worst movie I've ever seen, or top 10 of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Now we're getting into something. It Chapter 2. That was pretty bad.
That was bad. The CGI was terrible, and I still don't think it would be top 10 of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Ooh, now we're getting something. The Blair Witch remake from 2016.
They're not even putting Blair Witch 2, which I think is considered worse.
Blair Witch 2. I love it because it has Michael Weston from Burn Notice in it, being completely, obviously, the bad guy the entire time.
Like Blair Witch Book of Shadows, I would understand being on your list, not The Blair Witch.
Unfriended, The Dark Web, which is apparently an Unfriended sequel.
See, that's the thing. I think Unfriended the Dark Web is a better movie than Cybernatural, aka Unfriended 1, where there's a pants shitting ghost that's making people kill themselves.
So basically, so far this list is bullshit.
Yeah, I'd put Unfriended on the list before I'd put Unfriended 2.
Number 9, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake.
Yeah, that one's pretty bad.
That is pretty bad. I think you could make a case for that being on a top 10 worst list. It was pretty bad. Rorschach is Freddy Krueger. It just doesn't work. Number 10, Repo the Genetic Opera.
That movie's great. What the fuck?
This is the absolute worst horror movie I've ever had the displeasure of seeing. First of all, the singing definitely wasn't opera. I mean, you think they would at least hire one good singer, but nope. I literally laughed out loud when the girl broke out in song in her bedroom. Look up the song 17 are Infected. The lyrics are laughable. Like, why are my genetics such a bitch? I recommend watching it as a comedy because then at least it's somewhat decent.
It's got Giles from Buffy. He's a great singer. Anthony Stewart Head. He's fantastic at singing. Shut the fuck up, BuzzFeed writer.
BuzzFeed's calling you out again, Jay. They're saying your movie's one of the top 10 worst of all time.
No, Repo's great. Shut the fuck up.
So basically what we've learned from this is BuzzFeed is completely stupid and we shouldn't even bother doing these, but the Game Master demands it.
Yep. We got more content for the content god.
Here, Jay, I've got a choice for you. Lemon donuts, chocolate chip cookies, or cake.
Here, we're going to see Repo the Genetic Opera, pancakes with nothing on them, or human shit.
What's your favorite baked good, Jay? French toast?
French toast, or a ham. Smoked ham. That's not a baked good. Shut the fuck up. This is my list.
Is there somebody out there making French toast in their oven, Jay?
There might be.
Waiting for the garage door to go up.
Oh, well, all right. Well, that's enough content for the content gods today.
I think we've subjected Jay to enough mind-altering quizzes.
If you wanna send us quizzes or questions or ideas for stocking stuffers, get in touch with us on email, horrorfortheholidays@gmail.com. Get us in touch with us on social media. We are at horror4holidays at Instagram, Blue Sky, TikTok, Threads, X/Twitter.
And I think if we could take anything away from this whole thing, it's that Jay Logsdon is an easily scared little weenie.
Yep.
He goes to Weenie Hut Juniors.
Who likes a bunch of bad movies.
Yep, and apparently loves different baked goods like French toast.
And would die in the zombie apocalypse.
But only after a while.
Yep.
He survived sometime. Oh, Jay, you forgot to do the most important stocking stuffers thing. Got to tell them what we're watching next.
Oh, yeah. Next up is... man, back-to-back sequels. Back-to-back, not only back-to-back sequels, but back-to-back second parts of trilogies where the third part didn't get made. That's right. We're doing The Nights Before Christmas, the sequel to Once Upon a Time at Christmas.
Four Birds.
The return of Jeff's favorite guy, Four Bird Santa.
I still 2 years. Do you want to talk about a long podcast tradition, Jay? I still mention Four Bird Santa to this day.
Oh, I'm never not going to think about that movie. And I'm excited for you to see the sequel because I don't know if I've said it on the podcast. I've certainly said it to people in real life. It is somehow both better and worse than the first movie.
Excellent. I mean, you even referenced it just the other day when we were watching the Mean One. All three Frenchins?
All three Frenchins? Anytime I hear 12 Days of Christmas, that's usually, I will say that at some point.
All right. Well, thanks for everybody listening to Jay and I ramble on about our incredibly long legs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And let us know if you took the BuzzFeed quizzes. Leave us a comment on YouTube.
Yeah, let us know what flavor of cake you would choose if you had to choose from all flavors of cake.
What your favorite food? Chocolate chip cookies, lemon donuts, or cake?
Let me give you a little teaser what the Game Master has planned for next time. There was a quiz on there that said, pick your favorite birthday party and we'll tell you what slasher kills you at it.
Oh boy, I'm excited.
That's Jay Logsdon's next.
I hope it's the baby from Happy Death Day to me. Love that baby.
Jay Logsdon loves babies, everyone.
Yeah, babies are great. Anyway, thanks for listening. Leave us a review on your podcatcher, 5 stars, tell a friend, all that stuff.
My favorite baked good is French toast. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.